In 1969, Paul McCartney found himself in a particularly challenging period. He was making every effort to keep the Beatles united through a project designed to bring them back into the habit of playing together. During this time, his thoughts often drifted to the more carefree days of the past. It was around then that McCartney began composing the teenage-themed track, "The Back Seat of My Car." Although the song was never recorded with the Beatles, he later revived it with his wife Linda, turning it into the closing track of their 1971 album, Ram. The year before, on the Beatles' 1968 double album, The White Album, members often worked separately in the studio, recording songs with little to no contribution from the others. In early 1969, with the Get Back Let It Be project, McCartney attempted to reverse that trend and reunite the group as a tight-knit musical unit. His plan was to create an album entirely from scratch during rehearsals, while the entire process was filmed. However, instead of mending divisions, the project exposed even deeper rifts. After the now famous rooftop concert in late January, both the album and documentary were shelved for more than a year. By the time work resumed, the band had already disbanded. For the sessions, each member was encouraged to bring in any musical ideas they had for possible inclusion. It was during one of these sessions that McCartney began shaping the early version of "The Back Seat of My Car." However, he abandoned the piece before the others could contribute. McCartney later revisited the song, giving it new life as the powerful finale of Ram, the 1971 album credited to him and Linda. In a 2001 interview with Mojo, as cited by the Beatles Bible, McCartney described the song as a romantic story of two young lovers imagining themselves driving to Mexico City, facing parental disapproval, but believing that their love could conquer the world. He noted that the narrative reflected his fondness for the underdog. In the song, McCartney adopts the persona of a headstrong teenage boyfriend, urging his partner to escape the confines of adult restrictions and seek a better life together. The lyrics portray him as confident, perhaps overly so, while his girlfriend is portrayed as more cautious, mindful of her father's warnings not to stay out too late. Although he claims they are simply sitting in the car, the imagery leaves room for the listener to imagine more. The father's stance that intimacy is wrong is met with the couple's insistence that they cannot be mistaken in their feelings. Whether the lovers actually make it to Mexico City is never revealed. In their minds, they have already achieved freedom. The song's sweeping orchestral arrangement reflects McCartney's return to more elaborate productions during the Ram era. Ultimately, "The Back Seat of My Car" stands as an anthem for all dreamers and young lovers, whether they are youthful in age or simply young at heart.